Have you ever wondered how Jesus can affect your life? Well, Jesus is in heaven right now at the right hand of God, so he can't perform physical miracles and heal sicknesses or injuries like he did during his ministry. He may not be able to have a physical effect on us, like healing, but there are still many ways that Jesus can affect our lives. If we let Christ into our heart and mind, if we let the characteristics of kindness, love, and patience be constantly in our thoughts, speech, and actions, then that is how we can let Jesus Christ into our lives. Let's look at Scripture when it talks about this. Paul the Apostle, in his letter to the ecclesia in Ephesus, says this: "I pray that Christ may dwell in your hearts through faith. And I pray that you, being rooted and established in love, may have power, together with all the Lord's holy people, to grasp how wide and long and high and deep is the love of Christ, and to know that this love is better than knowledge, and that you may be filled to a full measure of all the fullness of a godly spirit." He's talking about understanding God's love and how we can have that same love. But did you hear that little bit at the beginning? He said, "I pray that Christ may dwell in your hearts through faith." This godly love can be gained by letting Christ into our life. When we freely invite him into our hearts and minds, it changes the way that we live. We want to fully invite him in, the same way that you would freely and happily invite a guest into your house. We want to have that same willingness and joy of letting Christ affect our lives. When we say, invite Christ into our hearts, we mean his characteristics. Because he lived a perfect and sinless life, we want to try as hard as we can to live the way he did. We do this through our thoughts, actions, and words. This might look something like helping or being a friend for someone who has a struggle in their life, or is maybe going through a hard time. Jesus never said no to helping people. He spoke kindly to those he talked with, always looking out for others and their needs instead of trying to get what he wanted first. Jesus was the perfect example of what we try to be like. And we can achieve this through making an effort to use words of kindness and actions of love to each other. And really, that is what it looks like to let Christ live in our hearts. And through these things, we invite his lifestyle and love to live freely in our hearts.